Well, SABC News reporter Hasina Gori was at the release and joins me here in studio to shed more light. Hasina, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. First of all, as you've seen those reactions from just the normal people as well as other bodies, organizations like Women for Change, talk to us about how people have generally reacted to the release of Oscar Pistorius.
So we've seen quite, as you said, mixed responses. Some saying that he served the time, that he paid his price and that he should be allowed because the law has taken its course, but others saying that they feel that it's unfair, that he should have served that entirety of that sentence as well. So that mixed response coming out, but also from the family of Reeva Steenkamp, June Steenkamp, the mother, in a statement which she released today, saying that while she has never opposed the parole, as that is the normal legal system, she does not believe that Oscar Pistorius was rehabilitated. She says that it's still very raw and real for her and for her late husband Barry, who had really been through that entire process. She even said during the parole proceedings that for Barry, even in his passing, he felt that he wasn't there to protect his daughter. So he died feeling that he didn't, protect her from her passing in that manner. But also saying that, while she thanked South Africans, strangers, loved ones for their support, the media as well, that retelling and reliving that story has not allowed her to grieve in a very personal way. It's been extremely painful. But she answered the question of the one that we'd asked a lot was justice served?
Absolutely.
And her response to that is very telling, saying that yes, it might be justice served for Oscar, but can justice really be served if Reeva can never be returned? And for them, while Oscar served a sentence in jail behind bars, for them it's a life sentence without Reeva.
Absolutely. Now, Hasina, look, talk to us about the process. I mean, this process was done very hush-hush. Media was hardly even there. I don't even know how you got to have a first-hand account and seat to see him being released. What was really going on?
So we were told yesterday the Department of Correctional Services will handle Oscar's release on parole as a normal parolee, as a normal inmate, which meant that at 7 o'clock in the morning, he would have breakfast, put on civilian clothes, go through for fingerprints, and then be transported from the Khosimampur prison at Atteridgeville to a community center. And then from there, he would then be given an identification card, which would be his parole card, that he would then use, going forward over the next 5 years. Whenever he checked in with his monitoring officer, he would be told the rules and then be handed to his family so that he could be released to his Uncle Arnold's home. That was what we were told. That should have taken place between 7 and at least 9 o'clock. We were there quite early, and that was not the case. We got a statement at 8:45 saying, Oscar's home. He's been processed. No one has an idea of when that took place. People were camping outside the home of the uncle, which was barricaded, which had private security to ensure for his safety that no one came and really inhabited that area. There were police officers at the home, but no one really telling us when did Oscar leave, or if he actually did leave. That's also a question of, have they waited till the media disappeared before they move him? So those were questions throughout the day of whether or not.
Very interesting indeed, Hasina, because we were all waiting a statement on when and what time from the Correctional Services Department as to exactly what time he's going to be released. So basically talk to us about his parole conditions right now. We understand that he was released under the care of his uncle. So as you mentioned, into the care of his uncle for the next 5 years in the Waterkloof home, which we've known. He was also released back in 2016 as well, when he was on house arrest as well. But the Department of Correctional Services hasn't confirmed any of his conditions per se, but according to the Steenkamp lawyers, when the parole process had taken place and through the Department of Correctional Services, what they have said is that he would have to abstain from alcohol, from substances. He would have to check in with his parole officer, but also be home at a curfew time, which they haven't really established or told us. But also he would have to take part in anger management and gender-based courses. This is for his rehabilitation into society and to ensure that when he is released and during his time and during that process, he does so, ensuring he does not repeat his offense as well. All right, Hasina, thank you so much for your update there. That is Hasina Gori, SABC News reporter, on the release of Oscar Pistorius from prison early this morning.